Alan! I was able to pay off my car. I was able to pay off 2 or 3. And then my moronic self just watched the profits go up and up and up. And I saw her sitting on, I think, the same bench me and her were sitting on with another guy. Bro, you made me like $15,000 on cryptocurrency. I made you that much money? I didn't do anything. How long have you been into it? Any more tips or favorite coins currently? Are you a Dogecoin millionaire? If I was a Dogecoin millionaire, I probably wouldn't tell people, just because money makes people come out of nowhere. Money makes fake people multiply. But that's awesome that you made $15,000 on something that I said. I am expecting my 10% anytime soon, so I'm joking. Honestly, I'm still very, very, very green and inexperienced when it comes to cryptocurrency. I threw money in a Dogecoin on a whim before Wall Street bets in January, I think 26th happened, when GMC went crazy and Nokia went crazy. I had this friend at the time, and she told me to open a wallet. I had no clue what a wallet was. And she's like, yeah, just go on Coinbase and open a wallet. So I did, but I didn't put any money in. Fast forward some months, maybe a year or two later, I start reading about Elon Musk talking about something called Dogecoin. I'm like, what the hell is a doggy coin? So I read about it a little bit, and I thought it looked stupid. Elon Musk supported it. So I'm like, there must be something to this if Elon Musk is supporting this thing. And then another friend of this friend, he talked about it. I gave it a second and third look. I'm like, if this dude's talking about it and Elon Musk supports it and other people are starting to talk about it, maybe there's something to it. Plus, on Robinhood, it's the cheapest cryptocurrency you could get. So it's very easy to go in there and be like, all right, let me put in like $100 into Dogecoin, and just whatever happens, happens. Because Bitcoin was probably $30,000 at the time. But Dogecoin was under a penny. So naturally, if you're just getting into investing in cryptocurrency, you're probably going to invest in the cheapest one because you can get more coins for less money. That was my stupid logic anyway. So I just invested $92. I'll put a screenshot up when it was at like 0.003. And then I forgot about it. I just forgot about it. Stuff happened. Family stuff happened. And January, I start hearing about all these people talking about, Wall Street bets and AMC, and we're taking down hedge funds and this, and that. And I'm like, what is going on? And then people are talking about Dogecoin. And I was like, oh, I had some Dogecoin. I opened my Robinhood account, and my $90 turned into like $700 or $800. And I was like, what just happened? Because I've never made that much return on anything. I've made money on, sponsorships or doing live streams or whatever, but I've never made that much money off of a $90 investment. I've never made any investments. This was my first investment, which is sad to say, but it's true. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. So as soon as I saw that, I say, oh, let me dump everything in a Dogecoin. Let me dump everything I have in a Dogecoin. This is going to sound so bad. I think I put in like $5,000 into Dogecoin, and over the course of 2 or 3 days, I went up to $15,000. So I made $10K in 2 days. And then my moronic self just watched the profits go up and up and up. It felt kind of numb. It sounds weird. I don't know if anybody else can relate to this, but I felt kind of like numb in the beginning. Not like it was a crazy amount of money, but just to watch yourself make that much profit, it's not tangible. So I don't know if I could feel it. I don't know if that makes sense. I couldn't feel it. So I went up 10K and then went down 10K. So I went right back to my initial 5K investment. And I said, okay, if it could go up and down that quick, if it's that volatile, maybe it'll do it again. So next time it goes up to 15K, I'll cash out. And it did. It went up again. I think I went up 14K that time instead of 15. It was something like 13.5 or something, whatever. So I cashed that out and I moved that to another platform, Voyager, and I invested in BitTorrent token because I've been reading about that. And my dad used to always talk to me about BitTorrent, and it was the cheapest one on Voyager. So kind of the same strategy. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you how many more mistakes I made because the 10K one was not the biggest one I made by far. And I can't even say it was a mistake. It was more of a learning experience. Like, in retrospect, I should have sold. But then again, hindsight is 2020, right? You're always going to be like, oh, I should have sold. Once Dogecoin happened, I started reading everything I could about it. I started watching YouTube videos. I follow a lot of cryptocurrency YouTubers. I have a Twitter where I just follow people on cryptocurrency topics. I'm on Reddit reading about cryptocurrency all the time. And it's a very big black hole. There's a lot. The first cash out, I was able to pay off my car. I was able to pay off 2 or 3 credit cards. I was able to pay off my student loans, which I did not. I was able to pay off a lot of stuff. I wasn't able to put a down payment on a house, which is the ultimate goal. But it was just crazy that like that, I was able to pay this stuff off. So then I went into a pity party telling myself, how come you didn't dump more money into it when you first saw it? Like, how come you didn't put in 1,000 or 2,000 when you put in 90? You're stupid. And that's something I have to be aware of, because that's always going to be there. And I notice that now. So I have to be aware of not talking negative to myself about things I could have done differently in the past when it comes to investments or just life in general. Your other part of the question, any more tips or favorite coins currently? I can't give you financial advice because you're not going to sue me, buddy. But I can say for my own personal strategies and what I'm doing and looking at right now, I can tell you those things. I'm going to wait through Q4 and see what it looks like. And if I hit certain price targets, I'll take out profits and then leave the rest in. And throughout 2022, I'll be throwing more money in the coins that I'm invested in, just because I've seen what can happen. And I don't even have a lot of money. And like, I could imagine these guys who were throwing in $1 million at a time. Man, I'm not hold for dear life. I'm not irrational about it, but I do need to be better about taking profits out, because I have missed out on some large profits because I thought that it was going to continue through. Like I didn't sell during Saturday Night Live. I should have. Favorite coin is Dogecoin. That was my first baby. Bitcoin's awesome. I did not want to buy any Bitcoin just because I wouldn't have been able to have very many of them at the time. So I currently have Dogecoin, BitTorrent token, BTT, which I have on Voyager, and Solana. Plan is just a dollar cost average. If I get like big chunks of money from doing side hustles or whatever YouTube ad revenue picks up, I'm just dumping money into cryptocurrency right now. That's what I'm doing. But yeah, man, I made mistakes. I definitely should have sold Dogecoin when Saturday Night Live happened. I think it was 72 cents or something. BTT went to a penny. I definitely should have sold there. But my dumb self was thinking, oh man, if I hold this, I'll become a multi-millionaire, blah, blah, blah. Which is true. If it would have went to the prices that I wanted it to hit, it would have been smarter to take out profits and then just kind of wait to see what happens. Like nothing shoots to the moon right away and stays there. I'm net positive over the year, right? But you feel like you lose money when you have these profits and then they're not there anymore. It feels like a loss, but it's not a loss technically. Any tips? I would say don't fall for traps from some of the YouTubers who are talking about starting their own crypto coins. Don't get upshotted. If anybody's watching this who watches Dogecoin videos, you know who Upshot is or was. Are there any bad dating stories when it comes to girls over the last however many months you've been slacking on YouTube? Wow, bro. You know what? I deserve that. I deserve that. But you know what? My voice sounds really good on this microphone, so you're welcome. I forgot how to be funny. You're right. I've been slacking. I'm going to do better. I met a girl on Hinge and she seemed super cool. She was physically my type. We were talking on Hinge. We clicked really quick. We talked about any and everything seemed cool. So I got her phone number relatively quickly. We started texting and talking about more intimate things, asking about like her family and my family. It got flirty. It got romantic. I forget how it came up, but bedroom preferences came up. And the topic of like submissive and dominant came up. But the topic came up. And I asked her, I said, are you submissive? And she replied, yes, daddy. My next text message was, okay, I'm free right now. I'm free tomorrow. When are we kicking it? I'm laughing, but it's true. So we met for dessert. We had a really interesting first date. It was cool. We vibed, we talked, we hugged, we kissed. We got yogurt land, I believe. And I just remember her being super complimenting, super sounds bad. But the vibe that I got was that she was super subordinate, very subordinate. She would have done anything I asked her to do, and this was only the first date. Keep that part in mind. So some days go by, we're talking, we're texting. We're kind of a thing, we become kind of a little thing. 3-4 days in, whatever. We're talking every day, and we both feel the vibe. And we hang out again at this park, one of my favorite parks. And she tells me that she is convinced already that she wants to delete Hinge. If anybody has used Hinge, you know that Hinge advertises itself as a platform that they want you to delete it because they want you to meet a person who will make you delete it. So she's telling me that I'm that person within 3 days. And again, she's just always complimenting me and just telling me I'm so fine and I'm so this and I'm so that. I seem like the perfect boyfriend and all these things. Not that I'm not attractive. I think I'm attractive, but I don't think that I was what she was telling me I was. So my antennae went up really quick. So she got me thinking and wondering, like, what if this vibe is just you trying to like butter me up? Why are you trying to butter me up? What if I'm just crazy attracted to her physical features, mixed in with the fact that I haven't dated anybody since the beginning of this year, because this year has been the worst year in my lifetime. Long story short, after maybe a month, we were FaceTiming we were just saying what's up. She was, no, we weren't just saying what's up, but we were FaceTiming. And after she showed me some stuff, we started talking about something very minuscule, very stupid. And she yelled at me for something. And I told her, or I asked her, hey, please don't yell at me. I don't tolerate that from adults. I don't tolerate adults yelling at me out of anger. And she kept yelling. I said, please stop yelling. She didn't stop yelling. I said, okay, cool. I'm going to go. Call me back when you are done yelling. So she blew my phone up, still aggressive. And some of them were apologetic and saying, oh, I wasn't yelling. I was just raising my voice, and asking me what the definition of yelling was. And I was just kind of over it at that point, honestly, because it was out of left field for what she had been advertising. We kind of smoothed it over, kind of, not really. We kept talking. And again, this is a long story short. She had plans to go to, I'll say Colorado. She had plans to go to Colorado because she grew up in Colorado. And we were supposed to see each other later the night before she went to Colorado, right? And she was saying oh, I miss kissing you. I miss hugging you. And the same park that I took her to on our first or second date is one of my favorite parks. So I go there often, and I just kind of sit down and just vibe out, or just walk around and vibe out. The same day she was supposed to leave, I went to that park earlier, 2 p.m. and I saw her sitting on, I think, the same bench me and her were sitting on with another guy. And I swear to you, if you could play me with her next to him with her, she looked like the same person in both scenes. It was uncanny. And I just looked over, because she had a really big head, right? And she's very thick, so I could tell who she was. I was like, is that no way? And then I laughed, because I wasn't very attached to this girl, so I wasn't hurt. It was just funny that she was talking to me in this way, like I'm this, I'm that. Oh, you're so fine. Oh, you're so this. And oh, I think you're my future boyfriend. And I blah, 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 blah. And I'm only talking to you. It was just funny that she was, spewing all that nonsense. And then I see you taking a guy to the park that I took you to, that you didn't even know existed. So I got out of the car and I walked by them to make sure it was her. And they're sitting that way. And I walked by them like that. And he doesn't know who I am, but she knows who I am. So she's kind of doing that, trying to avoid me. And I look, and then I just laugh, and then I go back to my car and I just go on about my day. That was it. That was probably the worst dating experience I've had in a while. It made sense, because there were a lot of red flags. Not that I'm not attractive, or not that I'm not a good guy or anything like that, but I just met this girl. There's no way she should be feeding me all these things like this. And I try not to think that's my insecurity. I try to think that's just natural, right? If somebody's just berating you with a bunch of compliments and just acting like you're God, that's probably a red flag. And I swear to you, the way she was moving and acting with the other guy is the exact same. I bet she was saying the same things to him that she said to me. I'm 2 for 2 with dodging bullets so far, but that's it for now. I'll see you all on Friday. If you want me to answer questions, you can DM me on Instagram. I have a lot, because I haven't checked them in a long time. But if you want to get a question answered or something, DM me on Instagram, and I'll try to get to it if it's something that I think a lot of people can relate to. All right, you are loved and appreciated.